Well, hi everyone. You are in for really an intriguing time tonight for this particular Facebook Live, for this
Yeah.
behind the scenes tour. We're in our design studios. Now, this is a warehouse, a large facility that we lease actually, and it's totally separate to the Creation Museum and also the Ark and our offices at the Creation Museum. But we have our design offices here, have our shipping warehouse, and also our bulk warehouse. And we'll give you a tour of those
Yeah.
one of these days as well. And I'm with Travis. In fact,
Hey, guys.
Travis and I have already done a couple
Yeah.
of these videos for Facebook Live. And one of them we showed people the dioramas
Right.
and gave a lot of background information on those
Yeah.
that are in the Ark on the second deck in the pre-flood,
Pre-flood.
post-fall
Yeah.
sort of area. And this is one of the dioramas.
right.
How big are those dioramas?
This one's about 13 feet wide.
Right.
So to give you a little sense, these characters are about a foot tall. So they're about yay tall. Except for that big guy there, and that dinosaur is a little bigger too. But
And Travis, remind them of your position.
yes, I'm a lead production designer, so I work with a team of a few other guys to design the exhibits and attractions here at the Creation Museum and Ark.
Now,
So,
we've already gone through in another one. If you missed out on that, you'd have to go back and see it.
yeah.
But we went
Definitely
through
check that one
all
out.
these characters, and some of them are exactly the same as some of our staff, aren't
Yeah.
they, who posed
Yeah,
for these
that's
and
right.
so on. And all that went into making these and the detail and some of the things that are in there that you'd miss if you didn't look
Yeah.
carefully. But tonight, you're going to show us the
Yeah.
behind the scenes
That's right.
as to how you build
Yeah.
from scratch these dioramas.
Yeah, so we get a real special look today here. This is like welcome to the playground. I mean, this is where we have a lot of fun.
And this is an intriguing area because there's all sorts of
Yeah.
items here from,
Yeah.
well, from
Yeah, so
videos that
yeah, I
we've
mean, it's just
done,
kind
you
of
know.
like a sampler of some of the stuff we've done throughout. You've got some props here from the New Beginnings short film that we did that you can check out. Some costumes from that. Some of these are images from different exhibits from the Creation Museum and the Ark. Some sculptures. Yeah, so we get a little tasting
And then
of
you'll
what we do.
You'll see that as we walk through here to your computer, you'll see things hanging on the wall
Yeah.
and photographs
Yeah,
and little objects everywhere.
Swords and knives
These
and-
were all done for either, videos that we've actually
Yeah.
done here, filmed
Exactly.
here, or for photographs, or
Yeah.
you know,
But-
even all these shoes were made, weren't they, for
Exactly,
the
and
New
it's
Beginnings
a really
movie?
special thing because we at Answers in Genesis do the majority of our, exhibits and
Right here.
Yeah, right here. I mean, this
Yep.
is where it happens.
And it's every bit as good, if not better, than what you'd find at the Smithsonian or top museums around the world or Disney.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of bits and pieces you'll see here where there are skulls and
Yeah.
different molds and casts. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff sitting around
So
here.
here's my desk over here. I want to show you guys a couple cool things. I'll kind of duck out of the way so you can kind of see. But as we're talking about dioramas, so one of the things we do is we start with a digital scan of a real person, and then we
And
do
you
a
did
lot
those
of
digital scans here, didn't you?
Yep, did them here, and then we do a lot of resculpting. So you can kind of see some of the detail that goes into these guys. So this is some of the armor and just the character work. So these guys you'll see in the Colosseum diorama at the Ark, showing the evil pre-flood world. And we've got another one here. I'll show you guys real quick.
And I know in the other program we did, Travis, you said you had about, was it 70 cameras, 72 cameras?
Yeah, so in some of the cases, we were able to do some scans of people with a camera rig that had 72 cameras on it. This is such a big file, it's actually freezing up a little bit. But this is one of the digital sculptures you'll see in the diorama of Carnotaurus charging out into the Colosseum to, munch on some people. But it was really fun to do all this, crazy detail and then 3D print it. And so we're actually going to take you guys back and
You're going to
take
show
a
them
look
a
at
3D printer.
that. That's right. Yeah. See
Okay.
how that process works.
So we'll go back and see how that
Yeah.
process works. So from
Yeah.
here,
Let's.
these get sent to the 3D printer.
Yeah, that's right. So stuff like this, that dinosaur is about 3 feet long from head to tail, And I think we had to cut it up in pieces just to fit it on the 3D printer because they're pretty small. So I think we had to cut it up into maybe 13 or 14 pieces. And then you have to do all this seaming to put it back together. And yeah, it's a pretty tedious
You have
process.
all sorts of plans here for exhibits and
yeah.
things that are going on
Yeah,
here.
one day we'll show you all that stuff. But,
Yeah.
it's top secret right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of top secret stuff going on here right now. You can
Yeah.
see all the plans out here. And
Yeah,
they're working on our Fearfully and Wonderfully Made exhibit.
exactly. We'll actually get to see a little piece from that as well.
Now, this is a very interesting room, this one.
Yeah, so this is our sculpting room. We get to do a lot of fun things, sculpting, mold making, casting, and just a lot of creative projects. You see up here just some, little odds and
Actually,
ends from other
I
exhibits.
noticed this one here, this was actually sculpted
That's right.
and then cast.
I remember I did that
and
way long ago.
So you did that one?
Yeah.
That's St. George and the Dragon.
Yeah,
If you
that's
go
right.
into our bookstore, Dragon Hall bookstore at the Creation Museum, how big is that one?
I want to say it's like 6 or 7 feet tall,
Right,
something like that.
and it was, so we
Yeah.
took the original sculpture and then blew it up on
Yeah.
a CNC machine, right?
Right. Yeah, that was our first kind of delving into using a CNC machine to do stuff like that.
So we have a
So-
big CNC machine
Yeah.
there now.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
Yeah.
walk us
So-
through this.
Yeah, I'll show you a couple cool things we got going on. These are ceiling panels that are going to go in our Biblical Authority room at the Creation Museum. So you'll see these appear there one day, and it'll just add a lot of really cool, intricate details. So this design is actually it's from King Herod the Great's tomb, if I'm not mistaken. So you can kind of see some of the colors, the crazy, real bold colors, in the design work. So, and I think you and Greg did a tour.
Greg did a tour of the Biblical
Yeah.
Authority and all the archaeology,
Yeah.
and he said, the ceiling in the area for the time of Christ, he said there are a lot
Yeah.
of things going to be added up there.
Yeah,
These
this
are
is
some of
it,
them, right?
Yeah. So definitely, guys, check out that Facebook Live if it's archived, because it was a great one.
Okay, this is our sort of our sewing room, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
this is the sewing room.
And the 3D printer room.
Exactly. So it makes sense sort of to put those two together, but you got to do what you got to do. So here's a couple 3D printers that we have. These ones we don't actually really use anymore. We've kind of moved to this model here. So this is such a cool process, and it totally revolutionized, how we do exhibits and props and details. And I'm gonna go over with you guys a little bit how this thing works, because a lot of people think it's magic. It's not actually magic. It's just a really cool technology. So when we open this up, like that, basically this is the build tray, and this is a vat of goopy UV cure resin. And underneath here that you can't see is actually a clear film, and then there's a UV light or a projector or LED under that. Or in this case, it's actually a laser. But what it does is this platform goes all the way down, dips down into the resin, and then through that clear plate, this light cures a silhouette of the object, one layer at a time. And so this thing just goes up and down for thousands of layers.
And the object is sent to it electronically.
Exactly, yeah. So as you saw on the computer, so we sculpt that, we prep it, hollow it out, all that kind of stuff, and then we send it this, I call it my magical toy making machine.
And give us an example of what comes out of
Yeah,
there.
so check out some of this stuff. So here's one of the models we did for the Ark. So this is the kind of quality level. And I've got an image I want to show you guys to kind of give you a sense of what the quality of the scan looks like. So when we scan a person, usually they come out kind of looking like a Pompeii burn victim. So very kind of crude, but what it does is it gives us the body proportions, the weight on how...
So you still have to take that and sculpt it.
yeah,
and
still a
put
lot of
detail.
sculpting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and here's a couple other cool parts. So this is actually part of the Fearfully Wonderfully Made exhibit we're doing. And this is actually, it's going to be a little tricky to explain, but this is a core to the baby model. So we actually have two models. This is going to be a core that will paint all the vessels and blood vessels on and stuff like that. And this will get set into the mold, and we'll cast around it so that the actual end product looks like it's translucent and very realistic.
That's
So
going to be incredible.
yeah, it'll be
I
really
can't believe
neat.
what you guys can do over there.
Yeah, it's cool. So yes, over here.
By the way, these are some of the clothes that were done
Yes,
for our
yeah.
video portraits.
Yeah.
Over there in the Biblical Authority Room. We've done a separate Facebook Live showing the sets, but this is where they were put together. Someone on this hand loom over here.
Right. So yeah,
And-
these are all handmade garments, and we'll take a second and just check out those real quick while we're here. But
So what is this model?
this is another piece that's going to go in the Biblical Authority Room. This is, I think it's Athena or Nike, but it's a Greek Roman idol that's going to go into the exhibit space. But the original was actually 3D printed, so I wanted to kind of show you guys that.
So 3D printed, come out in that grey looking
Yep.
sort of
Yeah.
look, and then you...
Yeah, in this case, we did a mold and then a casting of it, just so that, if anything's guest touchable, we want to make sure it's extra durable, and
okay.
so we have to make it out of a stronger material. But down here, this is actually an image of, let's see if I can hold this up so I don't get a lot of glare, of the scanning rig that had the 72 cameras, all attached all around and every possible angle. And so it takes all these photos, and then the computer program stitches them together to create a 3D model. And so,
And then the 3D model comes to the 3D printer.
Right.
It prints them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take them and
Yeah.
sculpt them.
And so a lot of the models were actually done with an Xbox 360 Connect kind of, what do you call it? Just utilized through a special program that allows you to do that. But so this is an example of the scan as it comes out. And so you can see the character on the right, a lot of cleanup work kind of needed. His head kind of looks like it's split in two. And then the character on the left, that's where we've really tightened it up and refined muscles, refined facial details, and all that kind of stuff. So
There's a lot of work that goes into all of this.
yeah, but we love it. Like this is, such a dream job for many of us. I mean, it's such a cool place.
Well, you're using your talents for the Lord too.
Yeah,
That's the thing that makes a
Yeah.
big difference, I know, and it's
Yeah.
a special motivation you will have.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. So I'll show you guys a couple pieces from the. These are from the character portraits from the Biblical Authority Room. So some of these pieces were actually done on the 3D printer as well. So a lot of these guys were sculpted digitally and then just sent right to the 3D printer and then painted up.
It looks like real jewelry.
Yeah, yeah. This one I think we molded, and I believe I cast a few different translucent resins in here, so it actually kind of looks like gems. But man, we use a 3D printer all the time. It is such a powerful tool.
I see Hezekiah's helmet over there, or whatever it is.
Yeah. So this was even some parts of this were 3D printed. So this is Goliath's sword.
Looks pretty light to me.
Yeah, yeah. It's not actual metal. We really we toyed with actually casting a real one, but in the end it was quicker to make it artificial. But it was a sad decision to make.
I'm sure for you, artists.
Yeah, so difficult. Yeah, this is a Hezekiah's helmet. Let me grab this. So this, and again, we used 3D printing to make a lot of these clay stamps on here for the master version. Then we made a mold and cast it up.
See, and this was for a video portrait that's in the Biblical Authority Room, but the detail that's gone into this is...
Well, and that's what's so fun. Like, we were able to get into some details that I've never seen anybody do before. Like, these little motifs on here are pulled right from his period. When people do a lot of reconstructions of these things, like in, say, Bible movies, stuff like that, they don't look at this. No,
that
no,
sort
no.
of detail.
So we've just been really blessed here at Answers in Genesis to be able to take the time to prioritize, making sure things are done right,
And I see a couple of more items going in the
check these
Biblical
out.
Authority Room over there.
So, and again, these were originally digitally sculpted, but these were sent to our CNC machine to cut out a foam form, and then we cast into that. So,
And they're going on one of the columns. There's an
That's right.
unfinished column
Yes.
in the Biblical Authority Room.
yes.
And you can see bits of the column right there, and so they'll be
Yeah, I'm trying
finishing
to
that
Oh,
off.
here's an image of how it all gets put together. One fun detail with this: see the head of the bowl here? The real ones that was about 6 feet tall. A person would be about the size of the head of that bowl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So really kind of puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are massive. Yeah. But this
They were
is
very talented, weren't they?
yeah. Oh, it's incredible. So these were, I think, from Persepolis.
So again, all the research that's gone into this to make it look like the original.
Yeah.
Scaled down, but the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah. You know, you get the flavor.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of fun stuff. So that's some of the cool things we get to do in here.
Okay.
I'm going to take you guys out. We're going to check out
All
the Lucy case. So a little different side of things. This is more the display case, but it's something that guests just don't get to take a look at.
And
when
don't
they're in-
appreciate what goes
Right.
into it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
okay.
this is a cool
Let's go
structure.
out there. We're
So-
coming into one of our workshop areas here.
Yeah.
And
so
in
let me,
fact, you can't see it, but down there in the dark, there's a big CNC machine down there operates. We'll have to show you how that operates one of these days. That'll be a great behind the scenes to show you how that works.
yeah.
But we'll come into the workshop here.
Yeah.
This is where a lot of the exhibits are built.
Yeah. And
Put
here's
together.
Harrison Craig over here. So he's he handles a lot of the technical design, and so he's going to share with us just what goes into making these incredible display cases. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'll hold it for you. And
Okay, thanks. So we're approaching the Lucy case. I know there's been some talk about whether Lucy's going to go back in, and she is, and this is the case that she's going to be in.
It's a bigger case than she was in last time.
Yes, it
This
is.
is a Lucy that used to be in the Creation Museum.
That's
was
right.
Pulled out, but it's still going back in that starting points room.
That's right, yes. So this is the case where we have it disassembled now because it's going to go into paint right away. But I've got a picture here to show what it's going to be. So this is the design that our production designers came up with. And so this is what it's going to end up looking like. As you can see, we've got a lot of open space in the middle where Lucy sits, and we have different skulls of some apes and orangutans. So we had to come up with a design of how to make this work with this big lens in the front, a big window to look through so that you could see everything without being obstructed by any columns in the way. So this is what we've got.
So a typical conversation from the designers is like, "Hey, Harrison, it would be kind of cool if we could do this case where, you know, it's really clean on the outside. You don't see a lot of hardware, and it glows.
So
it should
you
be easy, right?"
So you had to engineer it here.
yeah.
That's right, yep.
Engineer it here.
Yeah, we engineered it here. It's got a tube steel frame on the back of it, and it's holding up these two disc shells that go on the front. As Travis said, the deck of it will be lit. It'll be backlit into milk plex, and the top will be lit through a backlit film, and then everything is going to kind of glow in the middle.
Yeah. Check out the back here. Explain some of these cables.
Right. So the cables are just to keep the tension, because as you can tell, there's a huge cantilever of the top lid sticking out over the artifacts, which we need to keep safe. So the tube steel frame in the back holds the structure, and then the cables just keep it taut so that it won't flex or bounce a little bit. It's just a safeguard, really. The tube steel holds it pretty much, but the cables are for a safeguard.
And so it's going to have a real special lighting effect when people look through there.
Right. The bottom will glow, the top will glow, everything will be lit on the inside of the case.
And so is this all part of it here too?
Yeah, these are the lenses. We have 2 layers of lenses that are going to go in the front, kind of like a windshield, to keep our artifacts safe and dust-free, and it'll go in the front there between the 2 lids.
It's going to look really slick.
It is. It's going to look amazing. Now, we're still going to be able to see the holographic images that we had?
Yeah, the holographic images will be back in around Lucy, yes.
They will be, so we'll be able to see them.
Yep.
Wow. So this is...
That is the hope.
That is the hope. See, this is all done from scratch here. I think people need to understand, you just can't go and look up a catalogue and buy a Lucy exhibit, right?
Right.
That'll fit into what we're doing there. You have to build your Lucy. We have the model of Lucy. We've got that one, the
Right.
sculptured model.
Yeah, and I've got to say, we've got some fantastic fabricators here. I mean, we do a really good job here. Top-notch people. We're actually, once we get back open, we're still looking for some fabricators, a cabinet maker, carpenter type, and a welder machinist type.
Okay.
a person to help the team.
Once we get back opened and
That's right. Yeah.
get income coming back in.
Yeah.
Right.
And if people want to help us with that, you go to our answersandgenesis.org website, go to our donate page, and help protect the ministry until we reopen.
Right.
So right now we've had to scale everything down, but we have a skeleton crew on here and still working on some of these that were already funded prior to
Right.
the shutdown. So, but this is amazing. So just for people to understand, you know, I mean, to build something like this from scratch, you have to have the right person to do, what do they do? The engineering diagrams, work it all out.
Yeah. Yeah. So the designers give us a concept of what they want it to look like, and then me and my team, we have to figure out how to actually build it and make it happen.
Yeah. Do you have any drawings out here that you could show?
No, I don't have them out here.
Oh, bummer.
But everything is carefully.
Yeah. We do it in AutoCAD, in an AutoCAD software.
We have who can do the CAD work?
It's myself and Michael,
Okay.
and we just brought on Antonio, who's more of an architecture CAD designer. But we have a design team.
And so, do they also work the CNC machine?
No, we have someone separate for that.
That's a specialist job. in
That's
itself.
yeah, that is a special tool.
Yeah, real special. We should do a Facebook Live one day and just have the CNC machine operating and someone
Yeah.
explain how to work it.
Right. We actually put a lot of stuff off that machine. We can cut wood products. We can cut plastic products. We also do a lot of the sculpting for like the taxidermy models that go underneath the skins of the ark. We're all fabricated here in-house using our CNC machine.
And you know, if we were to actually get all this done outside, it would cost millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. I
Yeah, it
mean,
would.
literally millions
Right. Yeah.
and millions more. By doing it in-house with a talented team that are dedicated to this ministry,
Yeah.
that God brought together. That's all I can say. God brought them here. And this way, we can actually do them for millions of dollars less than what it would cost, and we design them ourselves.
Yeah,
and get
it's a
what we want.
fantastic team. It is a fantastic
And we have that creative control to really make sure it's done according to the vision and the story and the.
And that's what people say they see in the exhibits, the attention to detail,
Yeah.
how professional they are, first class, because we're doing this for the Lord, so we want the best.
Right.
So,
As
there we
Harrison
are.
said, yeah, check out the website because we do have some positions that need to be filled.
As soon as we reopen.
Yes,
So
as soon as
they're
we
listed
reopen,
there,
but yeah, keep your eye
But you
on
can
it.
interview even now and
Yeah.
get ready for when
Right,
we reopen.
exactly,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. So, with that, I want to give them a tour through the warehouse one of these days too.
Yeah.
So we'll do that at some stage. Hope you enjoyed our behind the scenes tour. You get to see things that you normally don't get to see. And so we're bringing the Creation Museum and the Ark to you right now out there, but in a different way. We're doing behind the scenes. We look at some of the exhibits and we come behind the scenes and you see what goes on. You actually get an appreciation for what this ministry does that I think most people don't really understand.
Yeah.
And so we're just skimming the surface here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
A little bit. So anyway, thanks Harrison, thanks Travis. Appreciate you being here so we could do this and come back for our next behind the scenes.
Yeah.